Let me share my screen. Can I see my screen? Can anybody confirm it? Is my screen visible? You guys? Yes or no? Okay. Good one. So let's start with today's discussion. Okay. So I hope the screen is visible. So just to give you a review of what was discussed in the last class. So let me just stop. Okay. First, we started with discussing the syllabus that we are going to be covering in the present Power BI course. And then we started with defining and understanding the business intelligence. And after that, we went on to understand the high level business intelligence architecture that is widely used in most of the companies. And in there, we understood what is the staging environment, what is the data warehouse, and what is this particular thing. Okay. And then we also got to discuss about the data warehouse and the subsets of the data warehouse, that is data marts. And then we went on to discuss the different BI tools that are available for usage in the market. And also we discussed about the components of Power BI and their significance, like Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, and Power BI uh, mobile app, Power BI Report Builder. And once we were done with that, we discussed also about the data sets, visualizations. I mean, meaning of this, that what is the data set, what is the visualization, the tiles, reports, and the dashboards. Okay. So till there we have discussed, and yeah. So today we will start with the views of Power BI Desktop. Okay. So recently, Microsoft has updated the Power BI Desktop app, and they have included one more view apart from this. Apart from data view, report view, and model view, they have added one more view, that is DAX view. Okay. So let me give you the overview of these views. So once you open the Power BI, you will be greeted with three views. Okay. Let me open that. Let me show you. Will take some time. Okay. So this is my Power BI GUI, and here we have four views. Previously, we were having only these three views, but from the recent update, the Microsoft have added this tax query view also. Okay. So talking about this view, report view. Okay. So here the report view where you can see the visuals. Okay. The reports, and then we have this table view where you can see the table and the data, and then we have this model view. Here you can see the data models. Okay. And talking about this DAX query view, here we can write the DAX queries and all, and yeah, we will be dealing it with in very much detail in further classes. Okay. So now the, Okay, so let's start with installing the Power BI desktop. And I hope most of you guys might have already installed Power BI desktop in your system. And if not, then you can download and install in two ways. Okay, so one of the very easy ways, going to the Microsoft Store, and here you can just type Power BI desktop. To select this. So in my case, it's already installed, but in your system, you can click on install button. You will get here. Okay. And the installation is quite forward. There is nothing like, there's no workaround methods or something like that. It's very simple thing. If you click on install, it will get installed in your system, as simple as that. And another way to install would be to just Google Microsoft Power BI desktop download and open the first website, which is the official Microsoft website. And then you have to just click on the install Microsoft BI desktop, and then it will get installed. Okay. So this is how you guys can download the or install the Power BI desktop. Okay. So yeah, this is done. So yeah. So today we will start with getting the data from the different sources. Okay. Just like getting the data from the different sources into the Power BI desktop. Now for the first, let me open the just a second. Yeah. So we have discussed about this overviews, and then we will start with the getting the data. Okay. So first of all, what you need to do is to bring the data into the Power BI. You can directly go to Home button. Here, this is Home button, and you have an option to get the data. Okay. So here you can see, from here we can import different data from these sources. And if you click on this More button, so it will give you all of these sources which are available in Microsoft Power BI. Okay, so we will start with getting the data from Excel, or maybe the CSV flat file. Okay, so for that, if you click on this to get the text CSV, okay, and you click on this connect, okay, this new window will pop up, and here you can see there are many options to be selected. Okay, so here I will select, just I will select this file. It is getting established. Yeah. So here you can see that it is giving me the preview of the table that are going to be download or you are trying to import into the Power BI. So it is basically shows you some of the basic features of this. Basically, it is trying to show you what is the column headers, this one, and it is also showing you some of the rows. And this is not the complete table. Okay, this is just based on the first 200, as you can see that here, 200 rows. Okay, and the delimiter it shows is a comma, because CSV is nothing but the comma separated value file. Okay, and here once you are done with this, you can either go to transform the data, or you can click on load data. Okay, so I will tell you what happens if you do either either of this. Okay. So first of all, if you click on load data, okay, like I'm doing now, so it's loading. Right. So I'll be getting that directly into the Power BI desktop, and like now you can see here there are errors. So if I click on that view errors, it will show me the errors, and the errors are due to the fact that there are certain transformations which are required in order to get data into Power BI desktop. And that's the reason we most of the time what we do is let me just cancel this. English. Okay. So let me get that data once again. It was XSV. And yeah. So here I will not bring the data directly into the Power BI desktop. If I click on this load, it will directly load it into the Power BI desktop. But I will try to transform it. Okay. When I will click on this transform data, mm, so here it will it it doesn't give me the warning of the error here. Okay. And but it will directly take me to this window. Now you can now can anyone tell me what is this window? We have discussed this in the last class. Anybody? Mm, Our query editor. Correct. Yeah, that's right. This is Power Query Editor. This is nothing but the ETL tool of the Power BI where we can do the transformations. Okay. So here in the left pane, there is the order CSV which we brought earlier, and there is also this order CSV2 which we brought second time. Now the thing is you can go and do the transformations here and then again load the file by pressing close and apply. Okay. This is way to bring a CSV file into the Power BI desktop. Okay. You just click on get data, then go to CSV and point it to the file that you have stored in your desktop, the CSV which you want to bring in, and that's the way to do it. Okay. Okay. Now let me close it and let me try to bring the Excel file. Just a second. Discard it. Discard it. Yeah. So yeah. So to bring the Excel file, we will follow the same step. Like so see, we have this Excel file present here in my desktop, and I will click on open. So here, it is giving me the option to select only the tables or the sheets that you want to bring in. Like here, we have three tabs present in this Excel file. So if I select this all, okay. And again, the thing is simple. You just need to click load or transform data to bring that table in or the data into the Power BI desktop. And here, if there are errors again, it will give you the some of the errors. Okay, but we can solve that errors by going to the Power Query editor. If I simply click on transform data, and there we can do the transformations and we can remove the errors. Okay. Second. Okay. Yeah. So this is how we can bring in the data using Excel. Okay. We just remove this. Okay. Now let me show you how to connect to the databases. Okay. And for example, if let's say we have to connect to SQL Server, or let's say MySQL Server, then how to do that? Okay. So first thing to be noted in your SQL Server should be running. Okay. So to get the data from the SQL Server, you must have to keep your SQL Server open or running. Okay. In order to get the data from SQL Server. Okay. So let me open the SQL Server management. It will take some time. Yeah. And now the thing is, you should always note that this is your server name. Okay. This is your SQL Server name, and I'm telling you this because while bringing the data into the Power BI, you have to enter the server name as simple as that. Okay. So I will just simply click on connect so that our SQL Server will start. And here you can see the different databases. Let me just open. So these are the databases which are present in my SQL Server. Okay. Now let's try getting some of these databases into the Power BI. So let me just go to the Power BI. So again, I will click on get data, and now I will click on more. Okay. Now you can see that here. So, yeah, that you have the option of SQL Server database. Okay. You can click on SQL Server database and then you can click on connect. Now, once this is done, you need to enter the server name. Okay. So my server name was Genius, and the database that you want to get in, you have to write their name. So suppose I want to bring in this database AdventureWorks 214. Okay. So I will type that AdventureWorks 214. Then I will click on OK. So once that happens, it will take a bit of time and you will be greeted with this window. And here basically it is showing the number of tables or views or the stored procedure. Okay, we can see that are there in this particular database. Okay, we have seen that how to import this, and from here you can select any number of tables. Example, just select few of the tables. Sales. Let me select this sales customer. So from the production. Okay. Okay. We've selected some of the tables. Okay. Mm. And then I will click on this load button. Then all these tables will be loaded into the Power BI. So it will take a bit of time. Establish, let's establish the connection. How much time? Let's check whether everything is fine or not. Just give it some time. Sometime due to the network issue or the database slowness, it take this much of time, but um, not occasionally it will take this much of time. Okay, so just yeah, it's working now. Meanwhile, do you guys have any question regarding getting the data from different sources? Yeah. Okay, now. Fine. It's taking much time. Now you can see in the right pane here all these tables listed, and if you want to see those table structures or table yourself, then you can go to the table view. As this is a report view, so here in the report view you cannot see the tables. To have a look into table, you have to go into the table view. Okay, so once you click on this table view, and then you can select your table, and here you can see your table. Okay, so this is the way to bring the data into Power BI from SQL. Okay, but there's more to it. Let's say you want to write the query or SQL query while bringing in the data. Okay, you want to bring only some columns, or let's say some filtered data, not the whole table. Okay, so that can be done as well. So now let's say, for example, mm, if I want to bring this sales order detail, okay, dispatch, yeah, and from that I want to bring in only the number of records where, let's say, order quantity is greater than 10K. Here we can see that order quantity, and if we check the values of these order quantities, so these are the values listed for the order quantity. And let's say I want to bring uh, let me just cancel this whole table, but the order quantity only with greater than or equal to 10. So how can we do that? Okay, let me just show you. For that, okay, so for that we have to again get the data. We just go to the report view, and then I will select get the data from SQL Server. Okay. I have to again give the server name, and then I have to give database name. Okay. And then we have here the advanced option. So here, and in advanced option, what you can do is basically you can write the SQL query here itself. Okay. Now let me write that myself. Okay. So I want only the records where the order quantity is greater than or equal to 10. Okay. So I will just write the query here. Select star from the table name was I think sales order detail. Okay. Sales order detail. Okay, and then I will give where condition, and the column name was order QTY. Think should be greater than or equals to 10. Okay, and then I will just simply click on OK. So I hope you guys know how to write the SQL queries for this condition. Like I have to bring in the data. So, okay, and where the this column name should be greater than or equal to 10. Okay. Any question regarding this SQL query, guys? Yes or no? Mm, okay. Okay. Then I will click on OK. Okay. Now let me show you what happens. Now again you see the table has been loaded. Okay. But let me load this again. And it will show the table on the let, let it load first. So this is specifically for if you want to bring in the filter data. Like you don't want to bring in the whole table, but you want to bring in some filter data using where conditions. So we can use this way to bring in the data using the SQL query directly. Okay, so let it load. Thing will again take some more time. It's taking so much of time. Just wait for a few more minutes. So here it gets downloaded. all loaded. Okay, so here in the right pane, you can see that all the previous tables which we have imported is present there, but we have a new table here which is named as query one. Okay, so if we have to see that table, we have to go to the table view, and if I click on this query one, okay, and this, yeah, here you can see the order quantity is always greater than 10 or equals to 10. Okay, and the rest have been filtered. So the bottom line is you can write SQL queries as well while importing the data into the Power BI from databases. Hope this is clear how to bring the data from the Microsoft SQL Server database. Do you guys have any doubt regarding this? No doubts? Okay, let me proceed further. Now, let me show you how to connect to some of the web database. Okay, so for that, I'll write the query, it create new table. Yes, when we write the query, it will create a new table. Yes, it won't work on the same table. It will create a new table and it will filter the data and it will give you this table. Hmm. So if I will go into the data table view, so previously we have imported these tables, and when again I have imported the tables, I have written the SQL queries uh, for that where sales quantity should be greater than or equal to 10. So it's create a new table and filter that query, and then it will give us this whole table with the filtered data. Hope it is clear. Okay, fine then. Hmm. Now, now let me connect it to some of the web database. Open the file first. Okay, so to connect to the web database, you can click on this get data, and you can simply click on this web. And I have shared. So this is, I will just copy this. And here I will paste it. Okay. Then I will click on okay. Take some time. Yeah. It's trying to load the preview of those tables. Okay, load. And yeah, these websites should be free to use. Okay. I mean, the data there is not subjected to security. Okay. So we can directly import those databases using the web. Let it load. So as you can see, there are certain tables that you can get from that particular website as well. So this website basically gives you the population growth rate through the years. So let me get one or two tables from here. Okay. Then I will click on load. It will start loading. Try. Some errors. Yeah, I try and get that. It is giving me this error in the table 7. So it is basically from the database side. So we can solve this error, but this is the way how you can import the data from the web database. Okay, so okay, yeah, there are few more sources like this. Okay, uh, just, there are few more sources. Like there is SharePoint, and there is also some of the other database like Oracle DB. You can get data from all those databases into the Power BI by using the method that I just showed. Okay, basically whatever uh, uh, from the sources you want to get the data, you can just directly click on this get data. You can click on this more, and here you will have more than 100 sources where you can bring in the data. Okay. Mm. And this is very important because in let's say if you are facing the interviews, they will ask you this question: how many data sources have you worked on in Power BI? So you can definitely say SQL Service database, or the MySQL Server database, which is very easy to connect. Here you can see MySQL also. Yeah, MySQL database, which is very similar to this SQL Server database. Okay, so you can answer them that we have worked on this type of database. Okay, so now this is and yeah, so that's about bringing the data from different sources, and there is different. Just cancel this. So we have bringing these datas. Uh, yeah, so we have different storage modes in Power BI, and this is also called as different import modes. Okay, so there are different ways to get in the data into the Power BI. I'm not talking about the different sources. Okay, I'm talking about the way in which you bring the data into the Power BI. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, let me just let me just open a new Power BI instance. Oh, this one, not much time. So I will choose plan report. So again, I want to bring in the data, get the data from the SQL Server. So I will just simply click on this. I will click on SQL Server and I will give the server name news. Okay. And this time I'll bring in the adventure works 2019. Okay. Okay. So here you can see there are two ways is available. That is in the data connectivity mode. One is import and another is direct query. So the import mode is given by default, but what happens if you click on direct query? Let me show you. Okay. If I click on OK now, okay. So here you can see all the uh, it is asking me again to bring in certain tables. So if I select tables, like something, so I will select some few tables. It takes so much time to get load. Okay, so I will just select these two tables and I will click on load. Okay, yeah. Bring that again. And there's some problem. Server. Sure. Works 2090. Click direct query. Click on OK. And sometimes it will give you, it will ask you your credentials. Batch. About 2019. Okay. Yes. Asking me to select some table now. Stay connected. So here I will select some table and I will click on just load. So here you can see that um, it's not loaded. Okay. Tables, that is not there. Okay. So what we can do, we are getting some issues while getting the data using static query. We can see this in the next class. Guys, yeah. So it's already 11. Yeah, so we can see this in the next class, and I will explain what is the difference between the direct query and import mode in very much detail. Okay. So is there any question regarding today's class you guys have? Any question, guys? Any doubt? Okay. Any question or any doubt regarding today's class? Yes or no? Mhm. Oh, okay. No doubt. So yeah. So let me just stop the recording and yeah. In the next class, like in tomorrow's class, we will discuss in about direct query mode and the import mode and their difference. Okay, and we will also see uh, other modes also like live connection and dual mode, composite mode, and hybrid mode. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. So we will connect tomorrow. Till then, bye. Take care.